He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. The book of Psalms is called the Little Bible. It's a treasure house of spiritual riches. The 91st Psalm has stood the test of time for thousands of years. It's called the Great Protective Psalm. Psalms mean songs to God, odes to the deity. Each person has her or his identity in the Psalms. The 91st Psalm is a great source of inspiration and comfort to all men and women throughout the world. Millions meditate on it in all walks of life, and it has saved the lives of many people from shipwreck, being lost at sea, from fires, from all manner of trouble. Thousands of people turn to this psalm for protection, for healing, and in all sorts of emergencies and troubles. Listen to this psalm quietly. Take one verse at a time, savor it, dwell upon it, give it your attention and devotion. Think about it from all angles. Think about the meaning of each verse, and know these great truths are sinking down into your subconscious mind and will be resurrected in your daily life. Just like you deposit seeds in the ground, seeds grow after their kind. This is called prayer and meditation. To meditate is to give your attention or your devotion to certain truths and think about them from all angles so that you ingest and absorb them and they become a living part of you. That is real meditation. Then you demonstrate what you've been meditating on. If you are fearful or worried, read the psalm aloud, slowly and quietly, and you will dissipate and neutralize and obliterate the fear. He that dwelleth in the secret place is your own mind, where you walk and talk with the infinite. No one knows what you're thinking or meditating on now, as you drive along the road or as you're sitting down for breakfast. But you see, these are thoughts and ideas and dreams and aspirations of your own mind. You can meditate on the only presence and power that God is all there is, and God is the living spirit within. The only presence, power, cause, and substance. You can meditate on the fact that God is guiding you, God is with you, His right action in your life, and that one power is moving through you. Then you're meditating. You're eating of, mentally, these great truths. So you dwell in the secret place of the Most High means God, the living Spirit Almighty, is within you. It's called the Most High. And the secret place, of course, is not up in the sky, but within yourself, where you are dwelling upon these great truths. You contact the infinite with your own thought. The kingdom of God is within. If someone says, lo here, lo there, believe him not, for the kingdom of intelligence and wisdom and power are all within you. So you enter into the closet, and you shut the door, and you pray to your Father which is in secret, and the Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Which simply means you shut the door of your senses. You turn your attention away from the problem, the difficulty, the lawsuit, or whatever it is, and you focus all your attention on the infinite intelligence and the wisdom and the power of the infinite within you. Realizing and knowing that it's flowing through you, responding to your claim. For whatever you claim and feel to be true, the Spirit of the Almighty will move in your behalf and bring it to pass, and the solution will come. So that is the secret place where you go and claim and feel what you're praying for. Feel it to be true. Knowing it will respond, and whatever you claim and feel to be true will come to pass, and you'll be rewarded openly. For the inside governs the outside. To abide under the shadow of the Almighty means to live under the envelope of God's love. God is the love, and that love surrounds you and enfolds you now. And as you claim it, and as you recognize it, as you call to it, it turns to you. Draw nigh unto me, and I'll draw nigh unto you. So the whole armor of God surrounds you and enfolds you and envelops you. You're immersed in the holy omnipresence, and the overshadowing presence watches over you at all times. Realize God's love surrounds you, that the impregnable fortress is within you as you dwell in the secret place, as you contemplate the presence of God where you are. Then you're rendered impervious to all harm. You're invincible and invulnerable, For that's the impregnable fortress. No one can lay siege to it there. For one with God is a majority, and if God be for you, who can be against you? For there's only one power, it's the Almighty power. Shade in the Far East, where the Bible was written, represented protection from the sun. The shade, of course, was a sanctuary, the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Men would look for a great rock, walking in the desert or going through the desert with their camel, because the rock would protect them from that broiling sun beating down upon the desert. The psalmist says, Almighty, the one power, the all-powerful one, the ever-living one, the all-wise one, the all-knowing one, nothing to oppose it, thwart it, or vitiate it. It's the self-renewing one, and with God all things are possible. He that dwelleth, this means that you are frequently contacting the infinite within you. Like you dwell in your house or your home, you spend most of your time there, you eat there, you sleep there, you maybe work there. Well, that's your habitation, isn't it? Well, frequent habitation of the mind simply means that you're constantly thinking of the infinite presence and power, guiding you, directing you, watching over you, sustaining and strengthening you. Realizing it's your guide, your counselor, your way shower, your adjuster, your troubleshooter, your paymaster. It's the healing agency within you. You're always looking to it for guidance and for right action. In him we live and move and have our being. God lives, moves, and has being in us. So that's your realization of that. Then you're dwelling in that secret place of the Most High. You're dwelling there because of frequent habitation of the mind of these great truths. Think about this presence frequently during the day. Realize you're dwelling in the infinite now, and regularly and systematically claim, infinite intelligence guides, directs, and watches over me. Make a habit of this, and you could be said to dwell in that secret place of the Most High. Many people pray when sick or when trouble comes, but pray regularly, and you will avoid the trouble. Meditate regularly on this psalm. Charge your mental and spiritual batteries. To meditate, as I said, means to give your attention to the great truths of God. Absorb them, digest them, let them sink into your soul. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge, my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. The Lord is God, as the psalmist says, the sovereign power, the living Spirit Almighty. There's only one power, not two or three. You trust this presence, which means you give it your allegiance, loyalty, recognition, knowing there is no other. The minute you give power to any created thing on the face of the earth, you cease to worship the one who forever is. Then you've got a false god. You're giving greater power to the created thing rather than the Creator, which is absurd, of course. God is pure spirit. There's no other power. You trusted your mother when you were young. She had you in your arms, and you knew she wouldn't throw you into the fire. You looked into her eyes, and you saw love there. Likewise, all the love in the world is a faint adumbration of that infinite ocean of love, for God is love. Affirm frequently, I am inspired from on high. God loves me, for it is written, he careth for me. As you constantly claim, God is the only presence, power, cause, and substance, guiding, directing, governing, and sustaining you. Then, after a while, it will become your Lord, your Master, your dominant conviction. Your subconscious mind accepts the dominant of two ideas. So this dominant conviction that God's love and God's peace are saturating your mind and heart will govern all your lesser thoughts, actions, and reactions, and you will lead a charmed life. You trust the infinite regardless of appearances, for he never faileth. The mere fact that you're listening to this psalm indicates you have faith and that you trust the presence and the power. Your faith and confidence is in God's healing love instead of the ailment or the negative condition or the impending lawsuit. You're told, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare. Here is a definite assurance that your prayer will be answered in ways you know not of. For as the heavens are above the earth, so are my ways above your ways, and my ways are not your ways. The snare of the fowler and the noisome pestilence. This could mean deception, trickery, or someone trying to undermine you. Or it could also mean fear of the flu or the virus or something of that nature. You are, however, to have no fear or doubt, for you have received the divine antibody, the conviction of God's love and God's guidance surrounding you at all times. Under his wings shalt thou trust. This, of course, is symbolic, for God is the living spirit without face, form, or figure. Wings mean protection. The hen gathers her chickens under her wings to protect them. So does the mother bird. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And God is truth. God is all-powerful. And the realization of your desire today is the truth that would set you free. If you're sick, health would free you. If you're poor, wealth would free you from your problem. If you're in prison, freedom would be your savior. One with joy, one with God is a majority. The joy of the Lord is your strength. If God be for you, who can be against you? You're told definitely, specifically, categorically, that there shall be no enchantment or divination against Israel. Israel means the God-centered man, the man who knows that his own nameless is the Lord God Almighty. So he's immunized. He knows there is no such thing as any man having power over him. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. Night means darkness. Fear is a shadow in the mind, created by man, created by his own thoughts, generated by himself. The thing he fears do not exist. They have no reality. They're shadows in his mind. Most fear comes from the fact that external things are causative, which is the big lie. An external thing is an effect, it's not a cause. One condition doesn't create another. One circumstance doesn't create another. Everything is subject to change. As you change your mind, you change your body and your environment. You're told your enemies. The enemies are of your own household. The enemy is fear, doubt, resentment, hostility. These are of your own mind, generated by man himself. Man is the creator of his worry. He's the creator of his fear. You can also contemplate God's love and God's peace, God's harmony and right action. And then fear goes away. When fear comes, affirm, God's love fills my soul, God's peace floods my mind. And then the fear goes away. What happens to the light, to the darkness when you turn on the light? Darkness is the absence of light. Turn on the light in your own mind. Affirm, God loves me and cares for me. The arrow that flieth by day, and the destruction that wasteth at noonday. The arrow is any negative thought of the world, the propaganda, the news, the headlines, things of that nature. Fear thoughts. Also, it could refer to sickness or problems in the office, inharmonious human relations. Day means light, and night means darkness, as we said. Meaning that you're aware of the problem, the difficulty, that the light shines on it. In other words, when the sun is shining, you can see things better than when the night comes, can't you? So it means you're aware of that problem, and you can meet it head on. So the problem is divinely outmatched. Problem is there, but God is there too, and God knows only the answer, and God is the infinite intelligence within you. Not an anthropomorphic being up in the skies, a glorified sort of a man. That's absurd, childish, that's being immature, that's living in the jungle. The pestilence that walketh in darkness. This could refer to some subconscious resentment, suppressed rage or anger, some prejudice. Prejudice means prejudgment. I've judged before I know anything about it. Prejudice means I'm down on what I'm not up on. So it may refer to some poison pocket in the subconscious mind, like jealousy, called the green-eyed monster. It's one of the most destructive mental poisons there is. Envy is another destructive poison. Most of the difficulties are due to subconscious patterns of false religious beliefs, such as guilt. Guilt is called the curse of curses. Nobody is punishing man but himself. Forgive yourself. and you are forgiven. Life always forgives. Life never punishes. It can't. The Absolute can't punish. All judgment is given to the Son. The Son is your own mind. You're passing judgment on yourself. You're punishing yourself. Feed your subconscious mind with life-giving patterns, and you obliterate all the negative patterns. You wipe them out, for the lower is subject to the higher. Supposing you had a pail of dirty water in your home, and you began to pour clean water into it. The moment comes when you have clear, pure water. That's prayer. Filling your mind with the truths of God, you crowd out of your mind everything unlike God. Yes, so you won't be afraid for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor the destruction that wasteth at noonday. Yes, if people are plotting against you or trying to undermine you, or sell you a shady deal of some kind, these would refer to the pestilence that walketh in darkness. Any negative activity inimical to your welfare, such as you're in a corporation, people are trying to undermine you or lie about you or things of that nature, you would know about it. And you would realize that the love, the light, and the glory of the infinite surrounds you and enfolds you. And the whole thing would be dissolved, because faith in God and all things good, that would protect you. And God's love saturating your whole being, giving all your allegiance to the one power, and not to Tom, Dick, or Harry. Because if you gave power to them, you'd say, they're God. They're gods now, new gods that you have. You would be making them greater than God. Wouldn't that be absurd? Wouldn't you be unjust to yourself? Wouldn't it be a form of insanity to give power to other people? Thou art my hiding place. Thou hast preserved me. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. How could you lose with that attitude of mind? I know a detective who every morning in his life says, Thou art my hiding place, thou hast preserved me, thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. He has said this so frequently, at night prior to sleep and in the morning before he goes to work, that his soul is saturated with it. And he's built up an immunity. He's been shot at, they've thrown grenades at him, sometimes point blank they've aimed a gun at him, and somehow nothing ever happened to him. Nothing ever will. Because he's built up this immunity through the 91st Psalm. And through saying to himself, Thou art my hiding place. Thou hast preserved me. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. You have that deliverance also in the I Ching, you know. There's only one power that delivers you, not two. There's only one. Thou shalt 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. As you fill your mind with the eternal truths of God, you will crowd out of your mind everything unlike the one who forever is. Right means the objective world. Your spiritual thoughts destroy the negative thoughts. One spiritual thought destroys 10,000 negative thoughts. And you will also neutralize all the negative patterns in your subconscious mind. And 10,000 at the right hand, these are the negative thoughts, because if you're thinking constructively, harmoniously, and peacefully, these negative thoughts come in and out and find no pasture. They have no effect upon you. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. The eyes means the objective world you're looking at. Yes, of course you realize there's a lot of evil in the world. There's no principle of evil, but men commit evil. There's crime and sickness, and we experience man's inhumanity to man. The world is jails and hospitals are full of people, psychotics, schizophrenics, sex maniacs. People commit murder, surely they do all these things. You're aware of that, but you say, well, I'm not going to get involved and agitated and perturbed and excited. I might get ulcers or high blood pressure or something else. If you get terribly agitated, you could get a stroke, you know. That's no way to live. Where there's no opinion, there's no suffering. You're not responsible if a man is psychotic, or a sex deviant, or a sex maniac and chokes children. You're walking in the consciousness of God's love and God's peace and God's harmony. And realize, then you're contributing to the peace and harmony of the whole. You're radiating the sunshine of His love, and the whole world is blessed because you walk this way. But if you go forth with anger and rage and hate and all the rest of it, you're pouring out more mental poisons on the mass mind. Yes, more toxins, and you're contributing to the negation of the world. So only with thine eyes, yes, you're detached from it, you're not get absorbed in it, you recognize it's there, and you bless them all and walk on. But you're not going to get contaminated. Where there's no opinion, there is no suffering. Where there's no judgment, there's no pain. Let your opinion lie still. Maintain a calm, peaceful mind. What good would a doctor be except he had a steady hand when he's operating and a mind at peace? What good would a psychologist be to you if he's emotionally disturbed and agitated? He'd only communicate his disturbance to you. And if you have the surgeon has an infected finger, he can't operate. When a doctor has a bad cold, he doesn't see you. So maintain your peace and your inner serenity and tranquility. Keep in tune with the infinite, and then you can help the world. Because the mind at peace gets things done. So only with thine eyes shalt thou behold. And then you know that any man who misused the law, well, the law takes care of him. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I will repay. So you're not running around to string him up on a tree and get a rope and say, let's lynch him. What good is that going to do you? You might get a stroke yourself. And so only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I will repay. Fret not about evildoers and the workers of iniquity. They shall be cut down. The law takes care of people if they're misusing it. So exalt God in the midst of you. The wicked means those who are bewitched or using the law negatively. The law of the Lord is perfect. The mills of the gods grind slowly, but they grind exceedingly fine. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Frequent habitation of the mind, that God indwells you, walks and talks in you, and keeping in tune with it infinite, then no evil shall befall you. This is a definite promise of the response of infinite life and love. Turn to the divine presence as your refuge by constantly claiming, God loves me and cares for me. Do it regularly. Then it's frequent habitation of the mind which performs the miracle, you know. The promise in the Bible is always a law. And a law means the way a thing works. So there's the response of the infinite intelligence to you. Call upon me, I'll answer you. I'll be with you in trouble. I'll set you on high, because you have known my name. Name means the nature. And the nature of infinite intelligence is responsiveness. If you ask for bread, I will not give you a stone. If you ask for a fish, I will not give you a serpent. Meaning that you get a response according to the nature of your request. It becomes the embodiment of your ideal. It's a law like Boyle's law, Rome's law, or any other law. Whatever you impress is expressed. It's a law of mind. And so he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Angel comes from angelus, a messenger of God. And ideas, monitions, feelings, flashes of illumination come into the mind of men. A man driving along the road suddenly stopped. He said, I didn't know really why, but I was compelled to. And I turned into the side of the road, off the main road. And he said, immediately, a drunkard came around the corner. He was going at 80 miles an hour. He was right on my lane. He said a collision would have taken place, and undoubtedly both of us would have been killed. But this man, and before he gets into the car in the morning to go to work, he reads the 91st Psalm out loud 3 times. And it's a great protective psalm. And then the angels, the guiding principle within him, that wisdom of his subconscious mind prompted him. sort of a compulsion within him. And he followed the lead. He didn't suppress it. He didn't reject it. And he didn't keep on driving. He answered. He responded. So the angel is the angelus, the guiding principle, the idea that pops into your mind, which guides you in your relationship with people. Yes. And also guides you in your diet, in your investments, in right activity, in your relationship with all people. For the guiding, you say, infinite intelligence guides me in all my ways. That means in all your directions. If you're taking the wrong kind of food, well, it guides you that way too. And you stop taking the food which contributes to your adiposity. It guides you in your relationship with people, in your chosen work. It guides the hand of a surgeon as he operates. As he said, God is guiding me now. It guides the person to say the right thing at the right time. If you're wondering what to say to a person, say, Infinite Spirit reveals to me the right words for this occasion. And the words will be given to you at that time. So these are the monitions, the warnings, the ideas that well up from the depths of yourself. And these angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. So when the con man is trying to sell you something that doesn't exist, or asking you to take your money out of the bank and double it, or he tell you you're going to get 20% interest, if you're going to get 20% interest, why doesn't he tell all his relatives? Why doesn't he invest himself? Why does he come to you? Because he thinks you're gullible, and that he can brainwash you and mesmerize you and hypnotize you and make a fool of you. Now, if you're saying, God is guiding me in all my ways, the light shines in me, immediately you have an inner feeling, an inner silent knowing of the soul that the whole thing is phony, and you don't give him a dime. Why doesn't he take the 20% himself? If this gold mine is going to make a fortune for you, why doesn't he buy the gold mine himself and keep the fortune for himself? For the simple reason he doesn't believe a word of what he's saying. Maybe he's making $100 a week and he's going to tell you how to get $1,000 a week. Well, if his method or technique will make $1,000 a week for you, why doesn't he do it for himself? So claim guidance. Claim that the angels watch over you. They don't have wings. It's an intelligence and a wisdom and a power within you that responds to you. As a predominant hunch, as an inner feeling, as an idea that wells up in your mind. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Yes, the lion is that great obstacle, that great death, that great problem, which is very acute. Daniel in the lion's den. Well, the lion might be in his so-called incurable disease. There are incurable people with no incurable diseases. There are certain people who are absolutely convinced they can't be healed, and according to their belief is done unto them. So it's that insuperable obstacle, that great obstacle that you think, or that great debt or something. But you told Daniel turned away from the lion, and he turned to the light within, meaning that supreme intelligence within, which knows only the answer. It knows the way out, and it knows how to bring a solution to the most complex problem in the world. So you may be in a lion's den of obstacles and difficulties. You say, look at all these bills. I can't pay them. Turn to the God presence within. Don't think of the bills or the difficulties or the obstacles and all that. Don't think of any sum of money or don't think of any particular date. But go to the source and say, God is the source of my supply, and all my needs are met at every moment of time and point of space. And God's wealth is circulating in my life, and there's always a surplus. And great peace have they which love thy law, and nothing shall offend them. It's done unto me as I believe. And all things be ready if the mind be so. And according to my faith is it done unto me. And I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. Call upon me, and I will answer you. I'll be with you in trouble. I'll set you on high, because you have known my name. The lion and the adder. The adder means a complex, a hidden fear. It could also mean dissociation, like a split, we call it splitting, multiple personalities, things of that nature, all of which, of course, are subjective. Could mean also the schizophrenic, the paranoid, and so forth. The lion is ferocious, of course, pitiless. But the lion faces you. It doesn't snap at you like the snake. It's not a sneak, in other words. And the snake hidden in the jungle, strikes when you don't expect it. So the lion and the adder means the complexes that a person has, the fears, the multiple personality, where 3 or 4 people, seem to speak all at once or at different times. All this, of course, represents complexes, and complex means a group of negative thoughts charged with fear, hidden in the recesses of the subconscious mind. Thou shalt tread upon the lion, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet, meaning that as you claim the presence of God, the divine love, divine peace, divine harmony saturates your mind and your heart. The lower is subject to the higher. And then you're cleansing the Yogian stable that has been dirty perhaps for 40 years. For the lower, you see, is subject to the higher. Love casts out hate, peace casts out pain, and joy casts out sadness. So divine love, divine peace, and the miraculous healing power go straight to the roots of the trouble, and then you're redeemed. Today, of course, much emphasis is placed upon subconscious fixations, compulsions, and all that. These represents the lion and the adder, the dragon, that thou shalt trample, meaning contemplating the presence of God dissolves all that. The real trouble is in man's conscious mind, really, for there is no error in the subconscious that is not under the control of the conscious mind. Surely these problems are in the subconscious, but they can be controlled, and they can be eliminated. The subconscious is subject to the conscious mind. Your feelings are subject to your thoughts. Even false beliefs, religious beliefs, supposing they were foisted upon you when you were a child, you can still obliterate them by changing your opinions and beliefs now. You can begin to believe in a God of love, one presence, one power, not two, no devil, no hoofs and horns. Your old fear abides because you still hold a philosophy which sustains it. If you believe in a power other than the infinite, then you're in trouble. This is the root of all fear, the root of all multiple personalities, basis of all schizophrenics and everything else. When you disabuse your mind of this error, you have cut the pipeline which nourishes the neurotic tendencies in your subconscious mind. Prayer is the great changer of all things because it changes your consciousness, which makes all things. Don't beg a man in the sky to pass a miracle for you. Recast your thoughts. There's only one power. It is spiritual. It is your own consciousness, your own I amness. Realize it's sovereign and supreme, and is that its love, the light and the glory of the infinite flow through you in transcendent loveliness. Then you will dethrone, exorcise, and you will banish all the tormentors in your mind. Then you're treading on the lion and the adder and the dragon, and you're trampling them under feet. Magnificent truth. Yes. Because he had set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. Love is not an emotion. It's not a sentiment. When you tune in on the infinite recognition, realizing it's all-powerful, it's all love and light and truth and beauty, when you give your loyalty to this presence and power, when you insist on harmony, which is your real desire, and you will not accept anything less. You will not compromise. You insist on harmony. You insist on health. You insist on peace. You give all your allegiance, all your loyalty to the one power. Then you are said to love God. If you love me, he said, keep my commandments. The mere fact that you pray and that you turn to the infinite, or that you're listening to this psalm, that is the inner meaning of it, it indicates love, recognition. Love in the Bible is your recognition, your acceptance of one power. It means your mind is pure because you're giving allegiance just to the one power, not 2 or 3. I will set him on high because he hath known my name. Well, the name is the nature of something. So the nature of the infinite is omnipotence, it's omni-action, it's all-powerful, it's boundless love, infinite intelligence, absolute harmony. It's all-wise. Then you are recognizing its name or its nature. If it's all-powerful, there's nothing to challenge it. This is to sit on high, that is, above difficulties, problems. This assures you your freedom, because you know the nature of it is to respond. To know, it's not an intellectual apprehension. It's a degree of understanding, like you know the laws of chemistry or the laws of physics. It's your realization, so you know that you mix certain things together, put sodium in water, you'll get sodium hydroxide. You know it, you have no particular feeling about it. You're teaching mathematics and you say 9 times 9 is 81. Well, you have no particular feeling about it, you have the knowledge, you know. And if the child puts down 3 and 3 is 7 in the blackboard, you teaches 3 and 3 are 6. You have a certain satisfaction, a certain understanding. Likewise, to know is the God presence, to know it's supreme, omnipotent. There's no doubt in your mind about it. It's the only power there is. So he will call upon me, and I will answer him. And I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him, and set him on high, because he hath known my name. I will honor him. With long life will I satisfy him, and show him my salvation. Well, when you call, that simply means that before you call, the answer is known. It was known in divine mind, which knows all things. It's the all-wise one, the all-knowing one, the self-renewing one. The modern scientist and astrophysicist knows that before you call, the answer is there. It doesn't make any difference whether it's a mathematical problem, geological problem, or problem of astrophysics. The answer is known to the infinite intelligence, for it knows only the answer. And therefore you contemplate the answer, knowing that you have the answer, and the answer then will flow through you. I will deliver him and honor him, meaning that the deliverance will come, the solution to your problem will come, because you recognize it as supreme and omnipotent, you recognize its nature as responsiveness. With long life will I satisfy him. A long life means a life of peace, of harmony, of joy, of wisdom and understanding. You may live to be 90 or 100 years of age, but if half the time is in hospital with pains and aches, that's not a long life in Bible language. A long life in the Bible is a life of peace, of harmony, of creativity, of joy, of the life abundant, you know. Salvation is solution to your problem, regardless of what it is. And it's an old Hindu word, meaning salvation, solution to any problem in the world. Your prayer conforms, you see, to the divine will when it is constructive, when it blesses you and conforms to the universal principle. A wonderful prayer would be, I dwell in the secret place of the Most High, and I abide in the shadow of the Almighty, as I contemplate God and His glory and His wonders within me. I abide in the shadow, always, because I know God's love surrounds me and enfolds me, making straight, beautiful, and joyous my way. The Lord, the spiritual power, is sovereign and supreme, the only power. It responds to my thought. It is therefore my refuge and my fortress. This spiritual power inspires, heals, strengthens, and restores my mind and body. It is God. It is beneficent. It's a kindly power. I trust it completely. It responds as mercy, love, inspiration, and beauty. This divine power covers me with its feathers of love, light, and peace. It is wonderful. I completely reject the negative thoughts of the world, the arrow by day, and God's love dissolves the fear patterns of my subconscious, the terror by night. I know I am secure in the invisible hands of God. I always vibrate with the mind of God, and all is well. I am completely free from fear of accidents or hostile activities, the pestilences that walketh in darkness. Because I know I am immunized and God intoxicated. I have received the divine antibody, the presence of God in my heart. The thousands of negative thoughts and suggestions of the world are destroyed consciously and subconsciously. For God walks and talks in me, and I live in the joyous expectancy of the best. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. God and his holy angels, meaning God's ideas, impulses, intuition, and guidance, have complete charge over you, and you're safeguarded in all your ways, in health, right activity, self-expression, and divine companionship. By contemplating the presence of God, you tread upon the lion and the adder, and the presence of God is the presence of peace, of harmony, of joy, love, abundance, and light and truth. Then you tread upon the lion and the adder, the obstacles and complexes of all kinds. Your salvation or solution is revealed to you as you think of the infinite, the only presence, power, cause, and substance. Then all the divine forces hasten to minister to your eternal joy. So that lordly presence is your shepherd, and you sing the song of the jubilant soul, for you have chosen God as your guide and your counselor and your wayshower, and you're always in the shadow of the Almighty. Divine intelligence rules and guides you in all your ways. You shall never want for peace, harmony, or guidance, because God's wisdom governs you. You lie down in green pastures always, since God is prospering you beyond your fondest dreams. You find yourself beside the still waters, as you claim the infinite peace of God floods your mind and your heart. Your emotions' waters are stilled and calm. Your mind is serene. It reflects God's heavenly truths and lights. Your soul is restored. Think of God's holy presence within you all day long, the infinite which lies stretched in smiling repose. That's the infinite presence and power of the living Spirit Almighty. You walk the paths of righteousness through your devotion and attention to God's eternal verities. You know there is no death, for you fear no evil. God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of love and of power and a sound mind. The banquet table of God is always set before you. It is the secret place of the Most High, where you eat of the great nourishing truths of God, where you walk and talk with the infinite. And you eat these nourishing truths this way as you contemplate the bread of peace, of love, of faith and joy. So you say, my faith is in God and all things good. I believe in the goodness of God in the land of the living. I believe in the guidance of God, and God is guiding me now. Then you're spreading the banquet table in your own mind, and you're eating the truths of God. You say, I'm inspired from the eye. Spirit of the Almighty moves in the waters of my mind. And the meat that you eat is the omnipotence of God. The wine that you drink is the essence of joy. And the bread that you eat is the bread of peace, of harmony, and of joy. Lord, he said, evermore give us this bread. The wisdom of God anoints your intellect. It's a lamp unto your feet. It's a light upon your path. Your cup, your heart, is truly the chamber of God's presence. It runneth over with love and joy. You mentally dwell on goodness, truth, and beauty, and you're dwelling in the house of God at all times. And forgiveness must take place within your heart and mind to be the real thing. To forgive means to give for. Give yourself the feeling of love and goodwill, instead of the mood of anger, resentment, or hatred. Your mental attitude governs your experience. Keep your mind clear, poised, serene, and calm, and full of an expectancy of the best. If you resent another, you are giving too much power to that other, and you're hurting yourself. Remember, I will say of the Lord, He's my refuge, my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. You turn to the God presence. Look to that as your source, as the way shore, as the source of all your blessing. Don't look to somebody else. And then when God is the source of your source of guidance, prosperity, peace, and harmony, why would you look to another? Why would you say He's blocking my good? Why would you have resentment? Do you see, this law does away with all cause of resentment, because you can go to the living Spirit within you and claim your good and believe in the reality of this presence and power. It'll respond to you. And then you can too have the unqualified capacity to go within yourself and claim health and happiness, peace, abundance, security. Why should you be jealous of anyone? Why envious? You can go to the eternal source. Where did the other person get it? So you go to the source of all and claim it. It's impersonal, no respecter of persons. It'll respond to you too. As the psalmist said, call upon me, I will answer you. I'll be with you in trouble. I will deliver you from poverty too, from pain, from sickness, from confusion, and from jail or from being lost in the woods that lead you out. To forgive, therefore, is to change your thoughts. Forgive yourself and keep it changed. Use the following technique. Wholeheartedly, sincerely, and lovingly, I pray as follows for the other person. I surrender the other person to God. This is one way, too, of getting rid of the lion and the adder, that complex that's within you. If there's some suppressed rage or resentment or some poison pocket in your subconscious, this is a wonderful way to get rid of it. So you say, John Jones cheated me, or he ran away with my husband, or something of that nature, or your resentment against a former spouse. So I surrender that person to God completely. The peace of God fills his or her soul. He or she is inspired and blessed in all her ways. Any time I think of him or her, I will say, I released you. God be with you. And after a while, you'll meet that person in your mind and you'll be at peace. If you're sizzling over something that someone did now, or if someone comes into your mind and you sizzle, then you see the adder is there, snaps at you. It could be come forth as a growth or some problem in your mind, you see. So the way to tread upon it is to fill your mind with love and say, God's love fills my soul, and I surrender that person to God completely. And I wish for that person health, happiness, and peace, and all the blessings of life. For the other is yourself, and what you withhold from another, you withhold from yourself. And then wonders will begin to happen in your life. Because the person, you see, is not out there. The person is a thought image in your mind. And it is browbeating, intimidating you, robbing you of vitality, enthusiasm, and energy, making you a physical and a mental wreck. And who is it hurting? It's hurting you. The other person is on the Mediterranean, dancing under the midnight stars on a beautiful ship. So look what you're doing to yourself. The resentment is the quickest way in the world to get old. Yes, and the quickest way in the world to establish mental and spiritual trouble in your mind and in your body. The quickest way in the world, too, to become depleted and become a mental and a physical wreck. So stop robbing yourself of vitality, enthusiasm, and energy. And realize God's love fills your soul. God's peace floods your mind. And you'll say of the Lord, He's your refuge, your fortress. You'll say, my God, in Him will I trust. He'll deliver me from the snare of the fowler and from all negativity. For I walk and talk with Him. Then wonders will begin to happen in your life. Realize the Lord is your pilot, and you shall not drift. These are the angels that watch over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. Mariners use it, naval officers use it, pilots on the plane use it. They realize that there is a guiding principle that will guide them through the storm, through the turbulence, through the lightning, and through the storm at sea too. So say to yourself, the Lord is my pilot. I shall not drift. He lighteth me across the dark waters. He steereth me in the deep channels. He keepeth my log. He guideth me by the star of holiness for his name's sake. Yea, though I sail mid the thunders and tempests of life, I shall dread no danger, for thou art with me. Thy love and thy care, they shelter me. Thou preparest a harbour before me in the homeland of eternity. Thou anointest the waves with oil. My ship rideth calmly. Surely sunlight and starlight shall favour me on the voyage I take, and I will rest in the port of my God forever. So angels have charge over thee. They shall bear thee up, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Meaning, lest you hurt yourself in any way, shape, or form. You'll be protected. And therefore it will prevent you from stumbling, making the wrong decision, because you realize the guiding principle is watching over you. And the Lord, he it is that doth go before thee. When you drive, the angel will watch over you too. Because your dominant mood of faith and confidence is that God's wisdom and God's power rule, guide, and govern you in all your ways. This feeling, this awareness is the Lord, or the dominant conviction that goes before you. Your conviction of God's presence is strong and mighty, and you know the spiritual atmosphere in which you dwell goes before you, making straight, beautiful, joyous, and happy your way. Know that whenever you travel by bus, train, airplane, automobile, or whatever means of conveyance you use, God's love and intelligence guide and govern your journey. All the highways and byways of your world are controlled by God, making the skies above and the earth beneath a highway for your God. That's one of the meanings of "for he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways." These angels are ideas, impulses, monitions, flashes of illumination that come into your mind. And they'll bear you up, they'll protect you, lest you dash your foot against a stone, lest you make any error or any mistake. Claim it, believe it, make a habit of it. Saturate your mind with this psalm, interspersed, of course, with the 23rd. And realize that God's circle of love is always around you, and watching over you, sustaining and strengthening you. For I am the Lord that healeth thee. And the Lord is your light and your salvation. Whom shall you fear? The Lord is the strength of your life. Of whom shall you be afraid? So this is the Lord spoken of in the 91st Psalm, the lordly power, the God presence, which is always your refuge. Turn to it. Draw nigh unto me, and I'll draw nigh unto you. I love them that love me. Those that seek me early shall find me. Regarding the works of my hand, command ye me. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones. You're ever joyous, ever active, ever energetic. You're always passing on God's ideas because you're always calling upon this presence. It's always answering you. It's giving you the right words for the occasion. It's inspiring you, guiding you, revealing to you truths you never knew before. It's delivering you from all sorts of problems. It's honoring you, exalting you, because you're here to grow, to expand. And you're ever joyous, you're ever active, you're ever energetic. You're always passing on God's ideas to your fellow man, and you're giving him peace and joy and happiness. In thy presence is fullness of joy. In him there is no darkness at all. My peace I leave you, he said, my peace I give you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Heretofore you have asked for nothing, now ask that your joy might be full. These things have I said unto thee, that my joy might remain in you, and your joy might be full. And so the joy of the Lord is your strength. The joy of the Lord, yes, is your strength too. You're always cheerful, free, you're full of happiness. Happy is he who trusted in thee. You have dominion over all things in your world. You sense and feel your oneness with God, with life, with the universe, and all things. You meditate on whatsoever things are true and lovely, wonderful, and godlike. Realize you're a son of God, and the sons of God shout it for joy. Above all things, realize now that you're dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, and you abide in the shadow of the Almighty. You're always watched over by the overshadowing presence, because you're thinking of God. And to think of God is the greatest prayer in all the world, for God is the infinite, the only presence, the only power, the only cause, the only substance, the ever-living one, the all-wise one, the all-knowing one, the self-renewing one. The contact is with your thought. And when your thoughts are God's thoughts, God's power is with your thoughts of good. Then no evil shall befall you, or plague shall come nigh thy dwelling. Wonderful truth. A promise in the Bible, you see, is a law. And the law never changes, the same yesterday, today, and forever. Then you'll say of the Lord, he's your refuge, your fortress. You'll say, my God, in him will I trust. Your expectation is from him, who giveth to all life, breath, and all things. Where is your confidence today? Is your confidence in the law of the Lord? And in that law doth I meditate both day and night. So your confidence is in God, and the goodness of God, in the land of the living, in the guidance of God, in the abundance of God, in the love of God, in the peace of God, in the justice of the infinite. That's where your faith is. That's where your confidence is. That's where your trust is. He never faileth, and he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shall you rest. And the truth of God shall be the shield and buckler. Wherever you go, you lead a charmed life, for the spell of God is always around you, and the God's love surrounds you, and folds you, and enwraps you. God walks and talks in you. And no matter what the problem is, no matter what the difficulty is, you will call upon it, and it answers you. It will be with you in trouble. It will deliver you and honor you. With long life will it satisfy you and show you the solution to all problems, and show you its salvation. So think of this God presence. Dwell in that secret place. Contemplate the ever-living one, the all-wise one, the all-knowing one, the self-renewing one. Ever the same in my inmost being, eternal, absolutely one, whole, complete, perfect, indivisible, timeless, changeless, and ageless, without face, form, or figure. That silent, brooding presence fixed in the hearts of all men. I am the virgin snow on the mountain top. I am the fruit in the valley depths. I am the gold and the silver on the altars dedicated to the gods. Yea, I am the mire left on the sandals by the faithful at the temple gate. See me and hear me in all, O man of God, and thou shalt see indeed.